The Legend of Zelda turns 40 years old this year, and Nintendo may finally be ready to celebrate. Over the last few weeks, rumors have been building that a dedicated Zelda Direct could happen sometime this summer, potentially in July or August. And if it does, it could completely change Nintendo's plans for the rest of 2026. Now, before we go any further, nothing has been officially announced by Nintendo. This is all speculation based on rumors and recent comments from insiders. But honestly, there are some interesting signs pointing toward a Zelda-focused presentation. The biggest source of the rumor comes from Nintendo insider Nate the Hate. In a recent tweet, he said that he wants people to be surprised, and specifically mentioned that he wasn't confirming anything. That's not exactly a leak, but it's also not a denial. As always with Nate's comments, fans immediately started speculating. Why mention surprises at all? Why avoid outright denying the possibility of a Zelda Direct? Naturally, many people began wondering if Nintendo has something big planned for the franchise. And honestly, the timing makes sense. Nintendo has already announced a dedicated presentation for Splatoon Raiders on June 30th. If Nintendo wants that game to have its own spotlight, it would make sense for them to wait until afterward before announcing another major Direct. That leaves July and August as perfect windows for a Zelda presentation. But what could actually be shown? Well, the biggest possibility is the Ocarina of Time Remake getting a gameplay trailer. Imagine seeing the opening of Kokiri Forest recreated with modern visuals, hearing updated music, and getting our first look at Hyrule Field on newer hardware. That would instantly become one of the biggest Nintendo announcements in years. But Ocarina of Time probably wouldn't be the only thing shown. Fans have been asking Nintendo for years to bring the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD to modern systems. At this point, those games almost feel inevitable. Many Nintendo fans joke that these ports are sitting in a vault somewhere just waiting to be released. Whether that's true or not, a Zelda Direct would be the perfect place to finally announce them. Nintendo could release a Zelda collection featuring both games, or they could launch them separately. Nintendo has been strangely quiet about Twilight Princess for years, considering how beloved it is, and the fact that it never came to the original Switch. A remastered version for Switch 2 would be a huge announcement. Another possibility is Nintendo Classic support. Could we finally see the Twilight Princess join the GameCube library? It's definitely possible. Nintendo loves using older games to celebrate anniversaries, and adding classic Zelda titles to the service would give fans more ways to experience these games. Beyond games, Nintendo could also announce other Zelda-themed products. A Zelda-themed Switch 2 doesn't sound impossible at all. Nintendo has released special editions for many of its biggest franchises in the past, and a gorgeous gold and green Zelda system featuring the Triforce or Master Sword would probably sell out instantly. We could also see new amiibo, merchandise, soundtracks, or even anniversary events. Nintendo usually goes all out when celebrating major milestones, and the 40th anniversary of one of gaming's most legendary franchises deserves something special. Perhaps the most interesting part of all this is what a summer Zelda Direct would mean for September. Normally, everyone expects Nintendo's September Direct to carry the biggest announcements of the year. But if Nintendo decides to reveal a huge amount of Zelda content during the summer, that would completely open up September's presentation. It could allow Nintendo to focus on entirely different franchises. Maybe we see a new 3D Mario game. Maybe Metroid gets another surprise. Maybe another major franchise finally returns. A dedicated Zelda Direct could essentially split Nintendo's announcements across multiple events and make the second half of 2026 incredibly exciting for fans. For now though, all we can do is wait. Again, none of this is confirmed. The rumors are based on insider comments and fan speculation, and Nintendo could always decide to do something completely different. But the pieces are certainly there. Zelda's 40th anniversary is approaching. Nintendo has a gap in its summer schedule after the Splatoon Raiders presentation. Rumors are swirling, and fans have been waiting years for announcements like Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker HD, and Twilight Princess. If a Zelda Direct does happen this summer, it could end up being one of the biggest Nintendo presentations we've seen in a very long time. But what do you think? Do you believe Nintendo's planning a Zelda Direct for July or August? What would you want to see announced? More on the Ocarina of Time Remake, Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess, or something completely unexpected? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss any Nintendo news and rumors.